Hey y'all, Tracy here with Keeper of the Home at 4D Farms. Y'all, welcome to today's video. I have been on a mission. I love jellies. I have never really been into jams because they've been thicker and things like that. But I'm kind of coming around as I get older, okay? You know how your taste buds change. Textures change to you. And we love jams and jellies around here. My husband does. But he cannot have all the sugar, okay, that you put in jellies, okay? Y'all, my mother is the jelly making queen. She does the jellies, the jams, the butters, the preserves, okay? That's her niche. That's what she does. And if I can ever talk my sweet little mama into it, hey mama, I want to do a video with her making jellies. She has all different ways that she does them, okay? She can even just go buy the juice and bring it home and turn it into jelly. Okay, she's made so many wonderful things, apple butter, stuff like that. Y'all, she's a genius like that. Okay, but we got together one day and I said, "Look, David really loves jams and jellies, but we got to change something. I don't like eating and enjoying jams and jellies in front of him, and he can't eat them. Okay, I'm like, can we?" Start experimenting and try something different. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay? So we started researching. I know there's a way to do it, and we are on that journey and just experimenting for ourselves, trying to figure this out. So I was like, Mama, I know I've seen people use artificial sweeteners like stevia, Splenda, things like that. And I said, there's got to be a way. So we sat down, we started researching, and we're on this journey. We're going to experiment. We're going to play around with all different kinds of ways, methods, everything, different fruits. Start out easy, beginner level, and work our way up to changing the sugar level in our jam and jelly making. But if I can learn how to do this myself, then I'm going to start doing it, okay? And we started searching for with just pectin with honey. We're going to try that. We're going to try different things. However, we were in a little local health food store that's in our area, and we came across this. See that? You see it? We came across this. And I looked at the directions on the back, and I said, Mama. She said, what? This is so easy. I said, let's try this just to start out with, beginner level. It's worth a shot. We're going to try it today. No cook, freezer jam, fruit pectin. Y'all, I got to put my glasses back on, y'all. It's morning time. I need to focus. Oh, there we go. I need to focus. Y'all, this is so simple. You just mashed fruit, crushed fruit, fresh or frozen. You can use Splenda or you can use stevia, artificial sweetener. I don't really like all the other ones. I like using stevia. And then just one pouch of this. That's it. Y'all, that's just right up my alley, okay? And it's just so simple to put together. Since this is a no-cook, which means I'm not going to have to sit here and stand over a stove. And it's a freezer. That cuts out a process. It's a freezer jam, which means no water bathing. Okay? Cuts out step number 2. Y'all, you can't get much simpler than that on a beginner level. So, we are fixing to go in here in that little kitchen right there, and we are going to try this and start our journey of making some low to even no sugar jams and jellies so my husband can get on this journey, still enjoy his favorites, and without all the sugar, okay? I'm going to start out this time. Blueberries were on sale, and I chose them for that reason, but the number one reason why I chose them is for my daddy. He has dentures, and he cannot eat any kind of fruit that has the teeny tiny little bitty seeds in it, okay? Because if any of you people wear dentures, you will know there's nothing more aggravating than getting like something in your dentures, okay? So I told Mama, I said, let me experiment with this batch, and I said, I will do blueberries this time. Now, if we like this and we like this method, then I will start making me and dear hubby some strawberry. Okay? And my mama will get some of this if we like the blueberry, and she can start making my daddy some blueberry jam. No cook. Freezer jam, beginner level. Are y'all ready to go start this journey with us? Are you wanting to cut out some of your sugar intake and all such as this and still enjoy your jams and jellies? Okay. Now, honey. I also am going to start experimenting you some with honey. Now, I know everybody's like, wait a minute now, honey has sugar in it. Honey has this. You can't use that for diabetics, pre-diabetics. Let me make a disclaimer. Number one, I'm going to bust some bubbles and I'm going to bust some myths. Are y'all ready? Okay, buckle up, buttercups. It's about to get bumpy. Okay. I'm a firm believer God put everything here on this earth for our purposes. Our self-sustainability, our substance, our health. Everything that comes from the Lord above is good. That's what the Bible says, right? The bees are good. They do their job. They go collect the pollen. They create this wonderful stuff for us to use called honey. John the Baptist lived off honey and locusts. Yes. Y'all, it has to be good for us, or God wouldn't have put it here for us to use. I think where the danger comes in and the change comes in is when big companies want to commercial companies want to mass produce this stuff. What do you think they have to do to all of our ingredients to be able to mass produce it, create something that can be long-term shelf stable to sit in these grocery stores, or to travel for long distances and last for a long time and put it on those shelves? What do y'all think they got to do to all that? They got to filter it. They got to preserve it, heat process, pasteurize it before it gets to those grocery store shelves. They've already killed a lot of the good stuff that's already in it. Okay? I believe with all my heart, raw, unfiltered, unpasteurized, unprocessed, take out the middle people, straight from the honey hive, the honey hole, to the jar. I picked up some honey at the same store, health food store. There's a local source here in our state, just right down the road, that delivers their honey to this store. I can go pick it up anytime. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to try some more this time, freezer jam. The next batch I will do will be strawberry. Then I'm going to start upgrading and doing a little more experimenting, upgrading to an intermediate level and get into Pomona's pectin. Okay? Have you read about it? Have you seen it? Have you heard about it? Pomona's pectin. It is a pectin that is designed. The purpose for sugar in jams and jellies, y'all, is because when the sugar interacts with the natural sugars and the pectin from the fruit and the box of pectin, that creates your gel. Okay? But this is a pectin that is designed to be used with no sugar or other sweetener substitutes like honey and artificial sweeteners like stevia, and still create the gel. And it's mixed with a little bit of calcium water. Okay, it comes in a little box with a little packet. That will be an intermediate level that we will get into next. But right now, we're going to keep it simple and we're going to start out on a beginner level first. For all of us that wants to get into jam and jelly making and cut out a lot of this processed sugar. So let's go right here in this kitchen and let's get started. We're going to be using blueberries today, okay? So let's go in here and get started. Okay, y'all, this is the blueberries that I purchased when they were on sale. I didn't know exactly how many I was going to have, so I just bought 3 cartons and looked at everything, made sure they looked good. This is the packet of the Mrs. Wages No Cook Freezer Jam that I'm going to be using. And y'all, it's so simple. I'm just going to go by the directions on the back. It tells me exactly what I need, how to do this, and I'm just going to follow these directions. It tells me how many cups to use, what I can use as a sweetener. It's got suggestions for other fruit that I can use. So this is what I'm going to be using. Next, I'm just going to start getting my jars ready. Y'all, since this is just going to be a freezer jam, I don't have to worry about heating up my jars or anything. Just washing them, drying them, getting them ready, and just making sure they're clean. In that blue bowl, I've got my blueberries soaking in some Dawn dish soap, just a couple of drops, and some vinegar to wash them and get them ready. So just get you a workstation going, get everything ready. I'm going to be using these lids right here that I bought at Walmart, y'all, since it's just freezer jam. I'm going to save my metal rings and lids, so I'm just going to be using these. They're plastic, and y'all, I love these, so that saves me from using any of my other lids and bands. So these are going to go on the jars, and they're freezer safe. I've got me a workstation going here. I've got my funnel. I've got my bowl. I've got everything, all the utensils I'm going to need. Got my clean jars ready to go. So I'm just making me a little assembly line and preparing everything as I go. So let's start getting these blueberries washed. I'm looking through. I took them out of the bowl. I poured them into the strainer. I'm straining them now, and I'm washing them. I'm checking for stems to make sure that we don't wind up getting any stems in our jam. There's nothing like biting into a stem, y'all. So you want to go through, clean, wash, strain. I might have said that in the wrong order. And just make sure they're all washed and cleaned and ready for the next step. I'm just going to throw the stems in that little container right there and throw them away when I get done. Just washy, washy, washy. Checking, making sure everything's out. No trash. Y'all should have seen that water when I strained them, y'all. It was dirty. This is why you wash your produce first. Okay, now I've got them all washed, got them all cleaned, de-stemmed, and I'm going to follow the directions on the back of the packet. It's telling me I need 4 cups of mashed berries. Y'all, you can either do this by hand. I'm going to use a potato masher just because that's just what I thought of at the moment, so I could make this process quick and not dirty up any more equipment. By all means, if you want to pulse these in the food processor, do that. I wouldn't suggest blending them in a blender because then you're going to have puree and it's not going to be like a chunky jam. I'm just going to mash these to the consistency that I want and just eyeball. I didn't dump all the cartons in here, y'all, because I don't want to mash all of them and then wind up I've mashed too much, and then we can't eat some fresh. So I'm just going to mash little quantities at a time until I get 4 cups, okay? And just till I get them to the consistency that I want. So I'm just going to keep mashing till I get to 4 cups mashed or crushed fruit. Okay, I'm going to measure out 4 cups. This is the reason why I didn't do all of them at one time. See, that one little container or a container and a half almost got me 4 cups. I only need just a little tad bit more. So I'm just going to get me a little more and mash until I get equal 4 cups. And y'all, I'm just going to do this by hand, y'all, because it's not but just a little smidgen. And I'm just going to do this by hand. No needing and mashing up a whole bunch more. Because the berries that are left, I'm going to save for fresh eating. Let's just see how much more I need. Okay. I think we're getting there, y'all. I'm going to press down a little and see how much I need. I think that's good, y'all. That's good. I'm going to clean up and go to the next step. Okay, I'm all clean and I'm fixing to still follow the directions on the packet. I'm taking my 4 cups of mashed berries, putting them back in the bowl. Y'all, I'm trying to be as minimal, mess up the least amount of dishes as possible. Putting them back in this bowl. And then I'm going to be using my stevia. I'm choosing to use stevia this time, y'all. And the contents of the package of the freezer jam. Dirty dishes are going in the sink. I'm cleaning as I go. So I'm going to empty the contents of the packet in with the sugar and the mashed berries. And it says to stir well for 2 to 3 minutes. You want to mix it well. You want to incorporate all of the sugar and the contents of the package. The contents of the package, y'all, is designed to start helping it gel, but you want to make sure it is mixed very good and you don't have clumps of sugar in there for someone to bite into. So you want to make sure everything is well and incorporated. And it might wear your arm out just a little bit. Okay, I'm switching arms because it's wearing me out, y'all. So just switch arms. We're going to finish and just keep incorporating it. And then we'll start ladling this into our jars. Now, it says on the package to make sure, see how I got it all well incorporated? Everything looks good. There's no clumps of sugar. So let's start ladling this into the jars. And it says on the packet, and when you're canning anything, to leave at least a 1-inch headspace because if you'll remember, y'all, when you're freezing something, your contents of your jar after it's put in the freezer is going to expand a little. So you want to make sure that you leave the correct headspace in the jar. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there. So 1-inch headspace looks good. Yeah, it's going to expand a little. Okay, so let's just move on to the next jar. Checking my headspace. I'm checking everything. Make sure everything's going good. Okay. Looks good. Just moving on. I'm going to keep filling my jars. I can't wait to try other berries and fruit, y'all, with this freezer jam. It has suggestions for others on there for you to use. Strawberries, y'all, we like strawberries. But this is quick and simple, y'all. Looks like I'm checking to see if I'm going to have enough to fill up another whole jar. Let's see what I can get. Okay, I think I got enough to fill up this whole jar. Looks like I may have just a little bit left. Okay, there's that one. Got just a little bit left. Not enough to fill up a whole nother jar, I don't think. So I'm going to see if I can find something. And I found something. Y'all save your jars because you never know what you can use them for. Perfect size. I'm going to use this little jar and fill that one up. Y'all, I'm having to do a voiceover on this for the rest of the video, for some of the video, because it started getting loud in the house. People going in and out, kids running around playing, husband on the phone. So sometimes when I'm doing a voiceover, the video will get ahead of the voice. I apologize. I'm still learning editing, still trying to do my best. So if it gets behind about 2 or 3 seconds, y'all just bear with me. I'm still learning this process. I like live videos better, but sometimes y'all, live can be loud, so I do voiceovers. Okay? So I found a little bitty jar to finish getting out of there what I needed, getting all the goodness out. I don't like wasting anything. Dishes are going in the sink. I'll clean them later. Okay, now you remember anytime you're canning, you are going to have to wipe your rims off. Okay, make sure there's no stickiness that's going to infringe with the seal. And since this is freezer jam, y'all, and I'm not processing this in a water bath or a pressure canner, I didn't worry about debubbling. So just make sure all your rims are still clean, y'all, regardless. And I'm going to do this with all the rest of the jars. And then when I get done with these, all right, now they're all ready to go in the freezer. They're all done. And it says to let these sit for at least 30 minutes before you put them in the freezer to let them gel. Leftover blueberries, y'all, went into a mason jar with one of those lids. It keeps them fresh. Y'all, I want to show y'all a little trick. After you get done making your jam and you're done with your little containers, save those little containers, y'all, because they make perfect little greenhouses, y'all. You just put you some soil in there, put you some seeds in there, cover them up, close the lid, water it a little bit, close the lid. You can germinate seeds. It has drain holes. Perfect little greenhouses to start seeds in. You're welcome. Okay, y'all, it's been 30 minutes. Now we're going to put them in the freezer, let them freeze overnight. The little bitty jar that I had, I'm going to put that in the refrigerator to taste test with in the morning. Good morning, y'all. It is the next morning. Where's my jam? Yeah, we're running and gunning this morning. It is the next morning. We wanted to wait until that jam had set all night long in the refrigerator to let it get good and jailed and stuff like that before we decided to just tear into it, okay? Well, it's the next morning and we tore into it, okay? Dear hubby got up this morning and cooked us some breakfast, got ready for church. Here we are. We sat down, we ate breakfast, and we taste tested that that jam, and sliced the bread, everything. And y'all, after we got done stuffing our face, I'm like, I didn't do a taste test, and I didn't show them. I'm so sorry, y'all, but I'm fixing to do that right now. We sliced up the bread and everything, y'all, right here, that homemade loaf of bread that I made. And we used the little bitty jar so we could use this one up quicker. And let me see if I can, let me try to get this open one-handed because I'm holding my phone with this hand. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I got it open. And we got the bread sliced. We tore into the jam and just, like I said, sit down and started eating. But we're using this one first, and I've let it sit out here on the counter, and I forgot to put it back up. But y'all, this is a good jam. It's set very well. Let me show you. That was me, sorry. My hands are clean, y'all. I just washed my hands. Well, when I got it out of the refrigerator, y'all, it was more jailed than this. But it still has a good texture. It spreads really well. It's not soupy. It's set really well. You will need to keep this in the refrigerator because, y'all, it's in its raw state. Because if you'll remember, this is no cooked freezer jam. So when you take it out of your freezer, let it thaw out, okay? But then keep it in your refrigerator so it will stay jailed. It's spreaded really good. I got some on my finger, y'all. I'm fixing to get this right back in the refrigerator. The more it sits out at room temperature, it starts getting a little softer. So you will need to keep this refrigerated. I'm seeing that. I will need to keep this refrigerated. I'll get that lid on in a minute. Okay, so y'all, the taste. Okay, I'm going to give you my pros and cons, which there's really no cons, okay? It's all pros. I can work with this, okay? This was quick to put together. You just prepare your fruit, you mash the dog soup out of it, and then you add your ingredients, stir it up real good, ladle it in the jars, wipe them off, put the lids on, bam, put them in the freezer. Y'all, you can't get more simpler than that. Then the next one, when we get done with this one, I'll go get a jar out. I'll switch it over to the refrigerator. Y'all, since it is in its raw state and it's no cook, the blueberries since it is in its raw state, it's got the bitterness, but the sweetness because of the sugar. And I used stevia. Didn't bother my husband a bit, okay? Hasn't yet. The blueberries. You know you've got seasons of blueberries. The very first picking, that's going to be your tart ones, okay? Then the longer, depends on when they're picked as to the tartness to the sweetness level. So there was a little bit of tartness because they're in season, but yet the sweetness of the stevia. It was a good jam, y'all. Quick to put together. Tastes good. The taste is there. The no sugar is there. The better sweetener is there. Y'all, we can take this out of the refrigerator. We had it on a piece of toast this morning. You can slap it on a biscuit. You can use it on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There's really no cons, okay? It is quick to put together if you're wanting something really quick in a pinch and you don't have time to go through all the other processes. No cook freezer jam is a winner chicken dinner. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, the next way I'm going to try is I got some Pomona's pectin. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Pomona's pectin, I'll show you. I'm going to try strawberries next time. And I'm going to try a cooked strawberry jam to where you get a different flavor after the fruit is cooked. And Pomona's pectin. This is it right here. This is a 3-pack that I got off of Amazon. Okay, so we're going to try strawberry cooked jam next time with this. And I can either use honey or I can use stevia. Okay, there you go. And I also got me and my mother a book. We're going to practice, y'all. And I'll show you this book and I'll put it in my Amazon store. I will also put that Pomona's pectin in there. This book right here. Can you see it? Preserving with Pomona's pectin. And it is by, can y'all see that? Allison Carol Duffy. Okay, and it's from the partners of the Pomona's Pectin Company. There is so many recipes in this book. Let me turn you around. There is so many recipes in this book, y'all. It is full. Jams, jellies, marmalades, shows you the process, walks you through it. And see, the cooked jams, you'll have to prepare your jars, cook the fruit, all that. You can use any kind of fruit, y'all, even rhubarb, okay? Pomona's pectin. We're going to try cooked strawberry jam next time using Pomona's pectin. I'm also going to try some different, and my mother's going to try this making jelly, okay? Jelly's a different process because you really have to make sure juice gels, okay, and thickens, okay, that gel state. But that's where the Pomona's pectin, the calcium water, is going to come in handy because we're going to try to make some jelly with stevia and using the Pomona's pectin because we like jellies too. I did blueberries that time, like I said, for my daddy because he has dentures and he can't eat any fruit that has itty bitty teeny tiny seeds in it because they get stuck. If you have dentures, you know. So I'm going to try different jams doing the no cook freezer jam. I'm going to try some strawberry with that for us. And I'm going to try some peach. Okay. Plum maybe, y'all. I'm going to get jiggy with it. Okay. Then I'm going to start making some cooked any kind we want using the Pomona's pectin. Then we'll get into jelly, okay? My mama's got to practice with it some. But we can be using some of these recipes in this book. Oh, y'all, there's pineapple in here. Oh, I love pineapple. Okay, so y'all, this is the first method. And it's got all pros. I'm not disappointed with anything. It's all pros. We like it. We like the taste of it. I could actually back down on the stevia just a little. And it also depends on the taste of the berry. Now, you know that fruit has its own sugar. I would taste the fruit first to see the tartness to the sweetness level. If it's already sweet, then you can back down on the sugar, y'all. Okay? So I could have actually, no, that was kind of tart. We got some tart ones in there, and it's like, wow. Okay, so we got the sweet and the tart all in one. But y'all, this is a winner. This method is a winner chicken dinner because it's quick, simple, easy on a beginner level. Next, we'll do a little bit of maybe like intermediate. Okay, then we'll get into the advanced. Okay, we're going to do this in stages. Okay, so this is the first method, and y'all, we like it. It works. It's quick. Tastes good. Yes. Okay, so we'll get to the next video. I hope y'all go try this one and then wait and we'll get the next one going, okay? I'll see y'all in that video.